I just came back from a walk and it made me think about how different the world is for people who are conventionally attractive. And I know a lot of people will say, oh, pretty privilege doesn't exist. You'll get attention from men. I only know life as a woman. You'll get attention from men just by being a woman. This is not true. I have lived two very different versions of reality so far when it comes to being perceived by the outside world. The first, I don't know, I'll say the first chunk of my life, the majority of my life up until this point, I did not present as conventionally attractive. I was pretty chubby. I had acne and glasses. I was awkward, insecure in my body. So I had to cultivate my inner world. I had to have a great personality and be really well read and do well in school and have, I don't know, skills and know how to speak various languages and be good to people and like be funny. And that's why people interacted with me. I had a lot of even male friends who were very kind and good to me, but I could tell that there wasn't like any sort of overt like sexual or romantic attraction. Like they would talk to me about girls and I would be kind of one of the guys, right? And then something changed. I think it was like my behavior, but also hormones. Like I started to dress better. I grew my hair out. I had short hair and I was bald for most of my teens and early 20s. I started dressing better. I got fit, all of these things. And suddenly the world perceived me differently. And all of these skills I developed, my rich inner world, didn't matter as much. I'm also laying on the floor because I don't know why. It just feels good after a hot walk. But it's almost like people just sort of see this outside veneer, and most of the times they stop. That's okay for them. They see someone that looks good, and that's the main reason they interact with me. I do not have any male friends anymore. Like, even if I'm polite to most men, I'll say that because there are some who are just really respectful. They might be in relationships, they're not interested, they're gay, whatever. But I've recognized that it usually comes with some sort of feeling or underlying tension on their part. And I've tried to overcome this. Like I could be having a conversation with someone about, let's say, the socio-political ramifications of BRICS creating their own payment processors and how that's changed because the majority of payment processors have been run through the US and the UK, and how that signals the fall of Western economic hegemony. I could say that, right? Something that I would talk about for most of my life, and I would get blank stares and people just staring at my lips or like, my boobs. So it's just really weird to understand that I have so much going on in my head and in my heart. I have all of these lived experiences, but at this point in my life, that's not really what people are coming to me for unless they actually know me or they're not attracted to me in that sense. It's very strange. And the reason I was talking about this, or I'm thinking about this, is because on my walk, this guy was saying hey, and I'm saying hi back because I'm polite. I was raised with manners. It's a beautiful morning. And he was asking me a question about something, and I gave a thoughtful answer, but I just watched his eyes glaze over, and he didn't even respond to what I said. He was just like, stay beautiful, keep smiling, and walked away. And I was like, bro, I literally just expended intellectual energy to give you a thoughtful response, and it did not compute. You were just like, she's hot, bye. So then it made me start to think like, these women that people may think are bimbos, they might not even be that. They might just be so tired of trying to show the world that they are complex human beings. So they've learned to conserve their energy and just skate by on their looks, not because that's what they think they want, but that's what the world wants of them. Maybe some like really beautiful women, that's all there is to them, but the women I know are far too complex to only be beautiful. They have so much more going on. Yeah, so those are my thoughts. That was just so weird. Like, he asked me this question, I gave the answer, and he was like, stay beautiful, keep smiling. Bro, just lead with that. Don't ask me anything. Yeah, so pretty privilege definitely is real because I have interactions that go way beyond that. Like, you get free things, you get gifts, people give you discounts, they want to do things for you, and I'm like, I'm more or less the same person. Yeah, I've done a lot of healing work internally, but my at the core, I'm still the same person. This is what's changed the most. Yeah, it's real, and it's not just something that all women experience, because I've been a woman my whole life and I did not have this experience my whole life. It's only been the past 3, 4 years, and the world is different. It's fun in its own way, but I just wish that the world could compute the nuance and the complexity of womanhood instead of having us in boxes like, oh, she's either really smart and nerdy and has all of these interests that aren't, mainstream, or she's very beautiful and she has to act a certain way. It's just like there's so much more range, and when you exhibit that, sometimes people's eyes just glaze over and they literally say, stay beautiful, keep smiling. Okay, dude, thanks. That's all I have to say. Let me know, like, has anybody had this experience? Have you changed physically and noticed how the world responded to you in a different way? It's kind of jarring, and it tells you a lot about humans and what we have been programmed to value and treat people based on those values and perceptions. Okay, peace.